Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to be here. This is the next best thing when we can't be together, but we're really excited to be here today. We have 30 minutes, which is a really short time, but we're going to pack a lot into it today. And you know what? It's just the start of the conversation, and that's the best part. So my name is Shannon Thompson. I'm an RVT and I'm your executive director with the Register Vet Techs of Canada. I'm so excited to be here. And today I have this great colleague and superstar RVT with me here today, Tracy Roswell. Thank you, Tracy, for joining me today.
Thanks, Shannon. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Great. Well, you know, guys, we have a lot to talk about. It's going to be quick, it's going to be fast, but your comments are really important to us. So please, if you have any questions, please, I forgot to hit return, please put them in the chat and we are going to save some time to answer them as many as we can, as well as visit us at the booth through the chat on the booth or join us for the meet and greet. We'll be there tonight as well. All right, guys. What we're here for is unstuck your stuck. How many of you feel stuck in your career or are worried about getting stuck or know that there's some challenges in our field, but you know what profession doesn't really, right? And so RVTT has launched this tool, and together with our provincial associations and an amazing advisory team of RVTs, including Tracy, we created this for you. So it's built by RVTs for RVTs. Career. So the RVT Career Navigator, I'd love you to share your role as an advisor. Can you help me out to share how we got to the process a little bit from what you've been involved with so far?
Sure. So I was super excited to get to be a part of it. I saw it posted on the RVTTC Facebook page and thought, okay, let's give this a go. This sounds pretty exciting. It seemed like a great opportunity to give back to RVTs. I'm pretty passionate about this profession. I've been an RVT for almost 24 years and love it. I'm very passionate about it. So I saw it posted. I thought, okay, let's see what we can do with this. And I had to apply to be a part of it and had to be chosen to be part of this committee. And I was excited, got chosen, and then it was just a series of emails back and forth and Zoom meetings. And what about this idea? What else can we add to this? And what do techs need to know? And what are great tools for them? And it just snowballed. It's fantastic. I'm so excited.
You are so right, Tracy. And that's what it was. And, you know, we had over 25 amazing RVTs on our advisory committee. And that was just the tip of the iceberg of the input. So what is the RVT Career Navigator? This is a website with everything you want to know about RVT and more. Tracy, share us with your role right now. How are you utilizing this tool in your practice?
So I'm the hospital manager at our clinic. I'm an RVT and a hospital manager. So for me right now, it's been great for continuing education for me, but also for my staff. There simply is not a better website to go out there and find the amount of continuing education and varied topics. So I know each of my staff, I know what they're passionate about, I know what they get all excited about. So it's a great spot to go and try to find something and say, hey, what about this thing? Especially in the world when we've been doing so much virtually, it's been a great spot to go for them, for me. And our clinic's in a position to hire. We're looking to hire a couple of good techs. So I can go to that job board, see all the job postings, see what makes a great job posting, see which ones are the wordings, what people love to see, what sets you apart, and then hopefully write one that is up there that people want to come see why we're different.
You're so right, Tracy. So what is this website about? Well, there's a lot of information, a lot of tools. We have a great, easy to follow navigation bar. Where I really want you to start is chart your own career. The charting tool that's on there has 45 different personas of RVTs or RVT-like that we hope you really can relate to it, down to what your interests and your passions are and where you want to take your career. And you just follow the steps and it will come out and you can have a printout and a pathway of resources to help you get there.
I
So,
charted mine. I did mine, Shannon. It was great. The things that are on there, even after all these years and doing this job, to look at it and think, oh wow, okay, that's actually a really cool idea I never would have thought of. And then
yeah.
beyond those ideas, there were networking ideas on there of what you can do to start towards that. It wasn't just some vague, hey, you could maybe do this thing. It was, and here's how you might go there. It was great. I'm excited. I hope my boss isn't listening. It was awesome.
Well, and I think it's important to know that we acknowledge there are challenges in our career, in our field. But you know what? There's ways we can work with it, and there's tools that you can do and steps you can take to improve your situation. It truly, I've been at RVT since I graduated in 1991 from St. Lawrence College. And I'll say I've had so many great opportunities, and a lot of them came from networking. And it came from somebody saying to me, hey, Shannon, I hear there's this role is available, or this position is available. I think you'd be a great fit, or why don't you go check it out? It came from conversations when I was at a conference and I was in a meeting, and I would say, hey, I'm just not feeling it, or I'm getting tired, or I'm feeling, oh, not so great. And you know what? Between the conversations there, or that happened down the road the next few months, it's amazing what can happen. We're in this together. You have put in a lot of time and commitment in your career. Let's help you move it forward. Let's help you take the next steps. Tracy, how would you recommend anyone that was feeling stuck in their career at the moment? What steps would you recommend for them, and how could they use this tool to help them break free?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been very lucky to have a career that's definitely evolved over the years. And I think that's so key to still being as passionate about it as I am. But if you're stuck, man, like, this Career Navigator gives you so many ideas of things that you can do. And also, I mean, guys, like, you need to, put it out there, and you're in demand, right? You're in demand. There's so many opportunities. Just don't, it's not the same as it used to be, where you just took the first job that was offered to you, right? So now you can go and you can see everyone who's hiring, and then pick and choose. Go to a lot of interviews. There are amazing interview tips on this website and ways to prepare for an interview. I selfishly love that as someone who would be hiring. I love someone who's prepared for an interview. Go through this, guys, and then go to lots of interviews, honestly, because you don't know what's out there until you really look.
That's so true, Tracy. And I'm really trying, I really love to spread the message. I'm really so glad you started. I'm really glad you shared as well. Don't do one interview. Don't do 2 interviews. Do 5, do 10 interviews. Even if it's a clinic you may not go to, or it's not in your local, go for a weekend trip, do a couple of interviews. What you will learn, and be frank, you can be honest and say, you know what, I don't think this is a good fit for me, but I really would like to learn more about your practice and your team and how it works. And you never know, maybe in another time in your life, it may be an opportunity, or you may come away with some really great information and strategies. So it's not a loss. No interview is ever a loss. So it may not be for you today, but guess what? It might be for you tomorrow, or what you learn from it is amazing. So please, students, don't take your first opportunity. Sure, it might be the great one, but please do other interviews. Go visit other clinics to make sure that that first one you had an experience and you love is truly the one you really want to be in.
I see Nancy and Elise have both made the point that you're not just being interviewed, that you're interviewing the clinic. And that's key now, guys. That's so important. You need to make sure that you're finding a spot where you fit with great people, a great culture. Yeah. I could talk about this forever, and you'll go so much further in your career when you do.
Absolutely. And a big part of a working interview, and we talk about an interview, is the working interview part. Even if you're standing there doing a wallflower and they don't want you to do anything, that's okay. You can learn a lot over more than 30 minutes about how a team interacts together, how they treat each other. So really, if you have the opportunity to hang out at the clinic for a working interview or spend the afternoon watching, that's really impactful and really gives you more information, because it's hard to hold up your best behavior for more than 30 minutes. So it's a really great opportunity. But you know what, guys? If you choose one and it didn't happen to work out, or it's been your unicorn clinic and you love it, but it's no longer working, that is okay too. you can leave with grace. You can move on to your next opportunity and be grateful for the one you had, grateful for the team you had, and be able to move forward. We're not static people. Your teams aren't static. Tracy, what are your feelings on that?
Oh, I totally agree. Like, even if you're feeling stuck, I mean, I'm slightly conflicted on this as a manager. I don't want my staff leaving, so I really hope they come to me and talk to me. So I think that's your first resource, is go to your management, the people who are there to support you, and see what they will do for you. And if they don't support you, then get looking at other options. But you know what, just this Career Navigator website is fantastic for CE, for what more you can do even in the place that you are right now. You can grow so much. You can develop yourself. Like, for myself, I have special interest in pain control, but I also have a special interest in behavior, especially canine behavior. Cats, they confuse me sometimes, I'll be honest, but dog behavior, I'm down. So I do behavior consults now, and everybody can do something else. Find that thing you're passionate about, do the CE, get a certificate, do something else, and bring it to your clinic. And you know what? That's pretty powerful right there. But if you
adding
want
value,
absolutely. But I mean, if it's beyond that, going to another clinic, like find, or another, go do research, go do anything, like find, look at this website, look at the job postings, see what, perks your interest, do that career path, and go from there. It's pretty exciting.
It really is, Tracy. And so the Career Navigator has been built on 5 streams, 5, right? The checking out your vet tech specialty, checking out management and leadership, checking out the RVT and beyond, I think we called it, for those things that are outside the clinic, doing something different, unique, whether it be entrepreneurship, whether it's an education, whether we're going into lab, and the RVT Rockstar. There's so much that can be done in the clinic. And it's really important that you don't have to do any of those other things to be amazing and have your career grow. And I'd like to share that we know it's for vet tech students. We know it's for high school students kind of learning about the career. We know it's about for RVTs that are in transition and looking for something to do with their career. But it's also for hospital managers. And to share that the first line or the first action item is to talk to your manager. So we're there to support you. It's there to support you and your team as well. So some strategies, how to talk to your manager. And then if that doesn't work, strategies for your next steps to find your new team. So how long has it been since you've done your resume? Do you include all your volunteer work? It's really important to have a diverse team. So people are reading what are your extracurricular activities, because they want to make sure you fit in your team, because there is some dynamic, but they also want to have well-rounded individuals that include the team. You're absolutely right. One piece I was really passionate about, and I really sent it back about 3 or 4 times to the team, was the contract negotiations. Do you remember that list, Tracy? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Well, that is such a powerful tool for anybody, right? Especially, I think, new grads, you don't know your worth. We can tell you all day long how much you bring to a team, but you don't really feel it until you've done it for a little while. So I think for people to know sort of what's out there, I mean, also look at different job postings, do lots of interviews, see what people are offering, but then don't be afraid to ask. I mean, what's the worst? You ask for something and they don't give it to you?
Yep.
Maybe you'll still say, this is a great clinic, I'm going to try this for a while. Or maybe you say, well, I'm going to find some place, whether clinic, research, whatever it might be, that might give you what you want. I think just empowering people to know their value is key.
Yeah. And I really invite the hospital managers out there, or those that are having hiring conversations. We have a new workforce that we're dealing with that we haven't had before. We've not really experienced, when you're interviewing someone that has 10 clinic opportunities to be hired at the drop of a hat, if not more. So it's a really competitive environment. So I really encourage hospital managers to check out that list. Make sure your contract lists are up to date and your conversations for interviews are also included in there as well. There's a lot of chat about locuming and stuff like that, and peer support. We've got a mentor area. I'll be honest, it's one that we're working on developing a little bit more and to make it a little bit easier for everybody. So we understand the value that it is to connect with people. So one of the great features on the website is a connection of many discussion boards. And I think I saw one there for OAVT locum group. I'm gonna have to add that one because that's the one I missed. So we'll have to add that. So there is an area on the website where you can find discussion groups for like-minded individuals for you. So we really encourage you to check that out. The other thing, it's a live living website. We can update the information. We will have updates to contacts, content, certification. So if there's something that's missing you think should be there, drop us a line. We're happy to include it, happy to add it. Wage survey information, the links to find it across Canada. If you're looking to move, what do you need to know if you're moving to another province? So the connections there for those regulatory bodies in that province are there. Tracy, what's been your favorite feature so far? We're going to go to questions in a minute, so be ready if you have any questions.
My favorite feature, that's hard. I love this website. Honestly, the chart your career path, I thought was so cool for just options, right? Things that I never thought of. I thought that was great. For me, as a manager, the continuing education and seeing the job postings, really valuable. And I'll say, I want to just make a comment too. I think it was Megan that said that she's working really a lot of hours. Is just crazy, Megan. It's not the same. And I think it's important for managers and practice owners to see this website and to know what's happening, because everyone's getting stuck, everyone's getting bogged down, and we have to stay current with what the market is and what you guys are demanding, which you should, which is fantastic. And just to see what other people are providing and then provide it, because mental health is so big, and this website covers that too, has so many resources for supporting people in their mental health. And oh man, I could just talk all day. It's so exciting.
You and me both.
There's not enough time, Jill. There's not enough time.
Yeah, a couple of things before we go to questions. We're going to go to questions in a second. We've only got about 10 minutes left. This career is really only limited by your imagination. There are so many opportunities out there, and there are careers that haven't even been determined yet. There's job postings that haven't even been identified yet. So it's ever evolving. We have roles and positions today that didn't exist 2 years ago. COVID created a lot of challenges, but boy, did it offer a lot of opportunity. I was so grateful to have a conversation with someone the other day that they have been sidelined due to injuries and haven't been able to work in the clinic. And I said, what about telemedicine? They go, what? Telemedicine. I'm going, oh my gosh, there's so many opportunities. I'm so glad you came today and had a conversation. See, networking, you'll never know what you'll learn until you go. And so now we've flooded her with lots of information, and she's got some perspective, and just even the sound in her email was so much better already. So it's about reaching out, and talking. The Navigator is a place for it. We're here for you. You're not alone, never alone. You've got lots of value, and you have lots of interests and smarts and skills and knowledge that is of high value. And we want to empower you, and we hope this does it for you. Tracy, any final words before we go to questions?
Where you are right now doesn't need to be where you are, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. There's so much you can do with this career, guys, that I totally agree with Shannon. It is endless possibilities. It's whatever your imagination can think of, really. So when you start to feel stuck, look at what you can do about that. It's not about throw your hands in the air and say, I'm done with this. I'm out of vet medicine. I love it, but it's killing me. No, take some ownership for that and pick something that you're passionate about and make it yours.
Great. Excellent. So we are talking, I see someone's asking, they came in, we're talking about the new RVT Career Navigator, and it's just that, www.rvtcareernavigator.ca, one-stop shop for all things RVT as a student, as a high school student, as a vet tech student, as an RVT, an experienced RVT looking for other options. Where can I go next? For a hospital manager to talk to your team, to really expand your team, have them grow and develop within your own area. We just got some new marketing going out, Grow Your Own, just launched the other day. So lots of information. All right, let's check out these questions in here, Ashley. Thanks so much. There's been a lot of people who've been answering a lot of the questions. Love it. See, it's not just us. There's so many other people out there that are passionate about this career. Tracy,
Somebody asked about specialties. I saw somebody asked about specialties. It's on this website. If you want to go there, there's information about all of the specialties. It's great.
Yeah, go to Chart Your Own tool, go to the personas, and there's a spot there if you're interested in specialty or looking to take, you're in RVT and you're looking to go into a specific area and specialty. There's a couple of personas that are specific for that. They'll walk you right through it, show you all of the 16 specialty options. I think there are 15 or 16. I can't remember exactly where we're at. They're changing all the time, which is fantastic. And it will lead you to more information. All right. Okay. I am a seasoned executive. Oh,
Like that
great. I'm so glad we inspired you, Marlene. That's fantastic. Is cat behavior on there? I want to specialize in cat behavior. Well, that's a great question, Teresa. Cat behavior. Tracy, do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember seeing it on there. So if anyone knows of anything, send us that information. We'd love to add it.
I'm writing your name down, Teresa, because as I have to say, I don't know the answer. I'm no problem digging and helping you find some. So I've got your name.
No, I just learned not to call myself seasoned. I'm going to call myself vintage from now on. That's fantastic.
Love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Okay, you guys are going so fast. Is there anyone that would like, I think we could do the hand up thing or not, but we can pull you off. Question came in, is there a feature for students such as placement postings? Great question. So not specifically, but guess what? Every job posting is a potential student posting. So I encourage you to check out all the job boards and approach them, because if they're looking for teams, they often have space for it and are not. The other place to go, especially if you are, and this comes to my mind here a bit, is if you're looking for a space. So your students, and very often students are limited to how far they can go. So say, for example, I wanted to find clinics listed in Ottawa. If you go to the CVO website, you can find under pet owners listing of practices, the list of clinics, and you can enter in your area, Ontario, and you can put in Ottawa, and you can put in 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers, or just Ottawa, and it will list all the clinics in Ottawa and their contact numbers. Great place to find out a quick look of who's where. So I encourage you to check out that.
Jessica asked, what do you suggest doing when your manager won't listen and she can't continue working 60 hours per week? I feel you. I do. It hurts my heart that you have a manager that's not listening. I'm going to back them up a little bit, just in that I bet you they're exhausted and overworked too. And not that they shouldn't listen, they absolutely need to listen to you. So I'm super proud of you for advocating for yourself. You know what? Vote with your feet if you need to. Like, you've done that. You've spoken to your manager. I'd speak to your practice owners. If that doesn't get you where you need to be, you look at your options. You're a hot commodity, young lady.
Yeah, that's right. When we talk about talking to our managers, it doesn't mean talking once and walking away and that was the answer. Kind of listen to what they said. If they had some reasons, come back, think about it, come back the next time with some options that maybe address some of those reasons. Maybe do it twice, but like, we're not talking 6 months or a year. We're talking maybe 3 weeks. And if you're still not getting anywhere, that's when you start looking. You don't have to tell them you're looking, you start looking. And you start finding something that better suits you, and that's something, and then those are even conversations you have in the interviews. I wouldn't suggest you share your garbage or share the challenges, but share, this is something I'm really passionate about. How does that fit into your practice? Because it's not what was answered at the last practice, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're being worked 60 hours, say, how do you manage when the hours start to creep up? How do you manage that with your team?
I think that's fantastic, Shannon. And I think your point very much of speaking with your manager. And I love it when people come to me with solutions, not necessarily always coming to me with problems. So because I hear all the problems, and you know what, you're really smart. You're a really important part of your team. If you have ideas on how things could be done differently, ask. Just say, what if we did this? What if we tried this thing? It can't hurt to ask. And then if you don't get traction with that, Shannon's right. You look at other options.
Start walking. Let me tell you, as many as we know, there's some challenging experiences out there in clinics. There are some amazing clinics out there. There are amazing clinics that don't even post a job because they never have to. Tracy's got one of them. They tailored their hours so that their team wasn't overworked. Yes, they closed their doors. They turned off their phones. Yep. It can happen. It does happen. And that's a clinic that matters. How do you ask your current clinic who you love so much to stay on part-time if you found something different? You just say, exactly that. It's hard. And they may not give you the answer you want, but ask and provide the situation and say, listen, I love working here, but my family and my personal life require me to reduce. So this is what I'm offering. This is what I'm available for. I'll leave this with you. You don't have to give me an answer today. Maybe that's probably the best choice so you don't get a reactionary response. Mm-hmm. You give them a chance to think about it and say, these are some options. Maybe try and give them 2 or 3 options that may work for you, and leave them and say, please don't answer me today. I'd love to have you consider my request, and can we schedule something maybe next week to review?
I think that's great advice. I think it's a good point to remember that if you love them, they probably also love you. And they're going to be
scared. They're going to be scared.
They're going to be. They don't want to lose you. If you love them, you're obviously a great employee. They don't want to lose you. So they're going to try to work with you, probably. So ask.
Yeah. Give them a little bit of grace, and just ignore maybe some of the first comments that come out that maybe if they're inappropriate or shouldn't ignore. But just say, I'm leaving this with you. Please I understand it might be a challenge or difficult or upsetting. I appreciate that. But I'd like you to consider this, and I'd like to schedule something next week to talk about it. Again, don't wait 6 months.
And certainly don't ever leave without asking.
Yeah. So there's a fair bit of talk about the wage surveys. I want to just have a little peek there. The surveys are a little bit, don't forget, they're the averages. But there are there's higher salaries. And if you actually look at them year over year, they are showing some improvement. I'd love to say it was a lot more. But you know what? There's also showing that there's also some extra windows in there. There are some higher levels. There are higher, and it's getting better. Sharing these wage surveys and bringing this wage survey to the conversation, not just for the dollar amount, but that chart on the back, that the tier, I think it used to be a triangle. I'm not sure exactly if it's still a triangle, but it shows the benefits and what most people are getting. Those are incredible conversation pieces. And you know what? Those add up to dollars. If you have benefits that you don't have to pay a premium for, those are dollars. Yeah. Tracy, I don't know if you know the number, but it's like, $20 a month or $60 a month for benefits. So if your clinic covers all of your benefits, whoo, add that to your salary number. And guess what? Your salary starts to look a little different than it actually does. Because I know when I was in clinics, we didn't have any benefits, some of them, I had a family, I could get a family benefit, which was great. I was grateful because I didn't have the opportunity any other way to get family benefits, but I had to pay the difference between a single to a family. That's better than nothing. I'll absolutely say that, better than nothing. Could be better though. But that was like $40 a month. So you add that to your salary, boy, my salary started to look a lot better really quick. What do you do when you're not being paid what should be paid? RVT is making the same amount as someone who is an acting tech, but never went to school. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you want to hear what I really have to say. If you're at a clinic and they're paying someone that hasn't gone to school and doesn't have credentials and doesn't keep up their CE and all that kind of stuff, I don't think that's the place for you.
I think we're at time, but man, I would love to address all of these and talk to each one of you individually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm really happy to say that the The RVT Career Navigator has only been out there less than 90 days. We have lots more marketing stuff coming up and lots more training and lots more. Oh, my English is going quickly. But we have more things coming, more webinars. So please keep an eye out, anything RVT Career Navigator. If you have any requests that you have or want us to talk about or something you think is missing on there, please let us know, drop us a line. I'm going to throw in there, I had some, I'm trying to put our contact in there again. Oh yeah, it's not going to do it quickly for me. Please reach out to us through the booth, through RVTTC in general. I am happy to connect you with Tracy. She's generously offered her time and to answer any questions or share anything with you. So, wow, Trace, we could talk about this forever. I don't know about you, but I sure could.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being. Thanks, Katrina's putting in our emails. Thank you so much, Tracy, for being here with me today. You're amazing. You're a rock star, and
thank you for including me.
And thank you for advocating for RVTs in your practice and everywhere else. It's so meaningful and so appreciative. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys, you rock. Stay strong, and you matter. So please, reach out, take the bull by the horns, and you've got the tools to make this work for you.